In the world of programming, loops are fundamental constructs that allow you to execute a block of code multiple times. They enable you to automate repetitive tasks and manage the flow of your program effectively. In Java, there are three primary types of loops: for, while, and do while. Each of these loops serves a specific purpose and has its unique syntax and use cases. Don't worry if this feels new at first. This section covers understanding the for loop. The for loop is typically used when the number of iterations is known beforehand. It consists of three parts: initialization, condition, and increment/decrement operation. The structure of a for loop is as follows. The samples on screen walk through this step. Take a moment to read through them. Let's break down the components. First, initialization. This sets up a loop control variable, e.g., int I equals 0. Next, condition. The loop continues as long as this condition is true, e.g., I. Also, update. This modifies the loop control variable after each iteration, e.g., I++. Here is a simple example that prints numbers from 0 to 9. I'll let you read the examples on screen rather than reading every line aloud. When executed, this code will output. See the example on this slide. Pause if you want to study the details. The while loop is used when the number of iterations isn't predetermined. It continues to execute as long as a specified condition is true. The syntax is as follows. The samples on screen walk through this step. Take a moment to read through them. For example, if you want to print numbers from 0 to 9 using a while loop, you can do it like this. I'll let you read the examples on screen rather than reading every line aloud. When this code is executed, it produces the same output as the for loop. The do while loop is similar to the while loop, but it guarantees that the code block will execute at least once before checking the condition. The syntax is, see the example on this slide. Pause if you want to study the details. Here's an example that uses a do-while loop to print numbers from 0 to 9. The samples on screen walk through this step. Take a moment to read through them. This will also produce the output. Now, choosing the right loop. When deciding which loop to use, consider the following. First, use a for loop when. In advance, how many times you want to iterate. Next, use a while loop when the number of iterations isn't known and depends on a condition being met. Also, use a do-while loop when you want to ensure that the code block runs at least once. Next, recap. In this lesson, we explored three types of loops in Java: for, while, and do while. Each loop has its distinct syntax and usage scenarios. First, the for loop is ideal for a predetermined number of iterations. Next, the while loop is useful for conditions that may change dynamically. Also, the do-while loop ensures at least one execution of the code block. Now put what you've learned into practice. First, create a for loop that prints the first 10 even numbers. Next, write a while loop that prompts the user to enter a number until they enter a negative number. Also, implement a do-while loop that asks the user if they want to continue. Input yes or no.